Hey there, it's Derek here, and today we're going to dive into a very important and actually very sensitive topic, and that is why is the most vibrant, sensitive, deeply loving old souls so often the ones that find themselves attracting these toxic and chaotic people and energy and even narcissists or borderlines into their life. And maybe more importantly, why does your body so often end up being who pays the price for that? So, if this has been part of your life experience, my heart goes out to you, and you're not alone. I've lived through it myself, and I want to share with you not just why this happens, but how to turn these patterns into so much more than just pain and actually have that help fuel your growth and your power. Okay, so I know this topic intimately because I grew up in it. My biological mother on the surface looked like a perfect mom, but behind closed doors, there was neglect and manipulation and abuse. My ex stepdad pushed me into windows and walls, mocked who I was, and tore down my self worth. So I know how this feels. And for years, I didn't even realize what was happening. I just knew that I felt really broken inside. And I kept attracting these people who mirrored that same energy to me, that same inner chaos that I was feeling in my external. Narcissists, emotionally unstable people, abusive relationships over and over again. So, when a community member asked me last week to why do old souls attract these toxic energies, I knew I had to come on here and explore this. Here's the truth: old souls are vibrant, they have a very unique harmonic signature, their energy is very powerful. And it's deep, it's authentic, and that vibrancy, it does attract like a magnet. It can attract really good things, but it doesn't just attract the light. It oftentimes will pull the shadow into your energy field. Toxic people, narcissists, emotionally unstable individuals, those are unconsciously drawn into your energy field because you reflect back to them the parts of themselves that they cannot integrate. You become the canvas for their projection mechanisms. Their unprocessed pain gets dumped onto you. And not because you are weak or that you did anything wrong, but because you feel so deeply. Your boundaries by nature are usually wider and more porous. You have an open heart. That's such a beautiful thing about you. This is what I call dark mirror alchemy, though. Your soul, just by being you, accelerates their shadow energy towards you, while at the same time, your own soul is trying to transmute all that garbage and all that chaos into wisdom. It's exhausting, I know. And here's where it gets even heavier. Trauma doesn't just live in your mind, it lives in your body. It lodges deep down into your cells and your tissues. You might get headaches, fatigue, chronic sinusitis, chronic pain, even physical injuries or illnesses feel like bad luck to you. Your nervous system keeps the score every single time that someone does cross your boundaries and every time you did absorb someone else's energy. Instead of retaliating, you just took on all that chaos and that heaviness. So every time you overextended yourself and your compassion, that was at your own expense, unfortunately. And sometimes when we don't listen to those more subtle signs, then the body is going to force you to listen by maybe getting you injured, or you have a health crisis, or the soul is just saying, you can't freaking ignore me anymore. That's not just punishment, that is proof that you're alive and evolving and being invited into a deeper healing. So the question becomes, how do you stop being a magnet for this chaos? And the key to this awareness is integration. Once you understand this pattern that's going on, and you reclaim your boundaries and you're like, I am solid in my boundaries and that's what it's going to be. And that's the most kind thing you can do for others, because if you're not setting your boundary right, like, you're going to be resenting that person and it's going to bottle up until you explode out. So just set your boundary. Choose discomfort over resentment in the first place. And then you can actually start healing some of this trauma and that's been stored in your body for so long. You can transform suffering into rocket fuel for a greater transformation. That is possible once and for all. Dissolve the unconscious patterns and attractors that hold these toxic energies and behaviors towards you. You'll release the trauma that's stored in the body, reprogram the nervous system, and embody sovereignty. Radiate your vibrancy without it being an invitation for exploitation. So, all of that are ways that you can alchemize that and turn that pain into power. If you're hearing this and you're like, yeah, that's me, and you feel that tightness in your chest and that quiet voice whispering to you, I want you to know something. You don't have to keep navigating this alone. Your vibrancy is far too precious to remain a casualty of other people's shadow material that they need to work on. That's their stuff, not yours. This is the work I do every single day with clients through intuitive analysis, hypnotherapy, energy healing, and deep soul work. So I work here in my office in Old Town Fort Collins, as well as I work with people all over the world online on Zoom and phone. So together we will uncover all of those patterns if you want, and we'll find the roots of these patterns and heal the body's memory, align you back to the life you were meant to live, one that has so much joy and clarity and bliss, love and empowerment, because you came here to have fun onto this planet, into this body. So You are not doomed to consciously attract chaos for the rest of your life. You have an old soul, and that's a beautiful thing. Yes, that means that your journey has been a deep one. And at times, yes, that involves so much pain, but it also means that your capacity for transformation is ever more profound. So you can take every wound, every heartbreak, and every scar and turn it into a living, breathing power for yourself. And I promise you that when you rise from this, the whole entire world is going to feel you in a way that it never has before. And so much love to you. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If you want, let me know how this landed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.